There's cops investigating cops right there.
What'd you do? Nothing. What'd you do? Nothing.
They didn't do that shit in front of me. They just, they just...
Nothing. Nothing's gonna happen. You've had
It's not
ample
a
opportunity
testable
to get rid of him.
criteria. It's whatever.
I'd go to jail.
I go to jail. That's getting kicked, loser.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
What is going on, Internet? And welcome back to Only Cops on this Officers React. We are on Season 2, Episode 5 of The Rookie, because you guys keep asking for it. We are still attempting to record remotely so we can give you guys as many episodes as we possibly can. But anyways, let's get into this review. C-Zone, C-Zone, C-Zone.
Nice grouping.
Thanks.
So I need yesterday's after-action reports.
I will have them for you at the end of shift.
You mean when today's are due? So I know you're used to being out on the edge all alone, but paperwork's part of the gig here.
Copy that. I will get caught up quick.
Officer Nolan's not the only one being evaluated, Detective. I know you got the golden ticket, but you gotta do the work. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
That's a really inappropriate place to be having a paperwork conversation. Like, typically...
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is Hollywood, and it is what it is. Normally, if you're doing a course of fire, and there's typically also, like, range officers that are there for you. I'm not saying that she's not a competent officer and can't do range, like, practice by herself, but typically there's a RO or range officer.
Especially at well, ours was at a
department.
Training facility.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I mean.
Like, if this is at the department station, right? Like, I don't think you just get to walk in and start cranking off rounds.
Right.
I don't know.
Other thing is, typically you are not allowed to even enter that area without your iPro, and you'll notice that Big Sarge walked in there without it. Do these conversations happen
while she was shooting too, right?
That's kind of what I mean. It's like he's just walking on in there, and mostly it's procedure, right? Like it's the government, so there's procedures for everything. They're pretty strict, specifically on firearms ranges about policy. So it literally will have like 3 signs before you walk in. Everyone must have ear and eye pro before opening like the last door to get in. And the military guys can probably agree with this. They're counting the amount of bullets they give you. So everything's a very hyper-sterile, hyper-controlled environment. If you went to like a private range as like a civilian, you'd be surprised at how many less rules you probably have at those than you do at a range where the taxpayer's paying for it. There's also some liability aspects with that. But her shooting ahead of the line's not weird. For those of you that think that that's unrealistic, most police agents, we don't have benches or base.
Yeah.
There's just a big open indoor facility. That's pretty common.
There's like a table in the back of the room where you can
This makes me believe that either they're using a civilian range that has actual bays, just because I've never seen a PD range, like an actual like
with bays.
Government run one with bays.
That's pretty common, I feel like, in PD shows, though. They're always shooting in a bay.
But her grip's not horrible. Her thumb's in kind of a weird spot. On that support hand, it's a little goofy, but outside of that, I mean, this looks relatively realistic, and it's probably better than the average police officer shooting.
Is she shooting with both eyes open?
It looks like it, yeah, because her off
tell.
eye, her left eye is open at the very least.
Good for
so
her.
Good
for her.
So, Officer West, can you tell us what a friendly is?
Yes, sir. Friendly is another term for a confidential informant.
Correct. And confidential informants can be an incredibly useful tool.
They're definitely tools.
Are you saying you don't use them, Officer Bradford?
No, sir. Just saying that they're lying liars who lie and they need to be dominated, never allowed to think they're in control.
Officer Lopez, you agree?
No, sir. CIs are most useful when they think they're part of the team. You're both wrong.
Please school us, Detective.
CIs are just people trying to get by. Some are psychopaths who play ball because it's the best available option. Some are people in over their heads who cling to you desperately as a way out of trouble. Treating them all the same is a mistake.
Well, it's time to put these theories to the test.
Is that really a thing that rookies should be?
Somebody in the
Working
LAPD
on?
correct us if we're wrong, but developing a confidential informant's
I thought that was like a detective thing.
highly specialized task. Like, not only do you have to be in an area where that's even gonna be possible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if you're in like a really high fence, like Highland Park, like you're basically courtesy patrol. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not really dealing with shootings and stabbings.
Yeah.
all the
How
time.
are you? What are you getting a CI for? To tell on the HOA neighbors, or
Right. And then the other side to that is there's a lot of legal issues when even leveraging a CI for stuff like warrants. It's just a very muddy.
yeah, because doesn't the
area.
department have to like sign off on them
Right.
being a CI?
Yeah. And then there's going to
very
be.
weird.
I'm not going to say I don't like CIs because I have seen investigative units do a really good job of leveraging them for intel.
How many did you have on patrol?
A 0, a big fat 0. I had none.
I had like half of one. Remember
Yeah.
that lady at the
Oh, that's
extended stay?
right. That's right. You did have half of one.
But I just showed up at her work and asked her questions.
Right. We had some specialized units that obviously leverage these vice, heat, narcotics, and whatever. It's just finding one's complicated. Typically, it's always predicated on I'm going to hold a charge on the books for a while and just choose not to push it to the DA's office. If
I
you
did.
cooperate, it
I
goes
did
away.
get to see kind of the, I guess, application paperwork while I shadowed narcs.
Yeah.
It was pretty in depth. Like, they pull all the information to take to their sergeant, and then I don't know if he ran it up the chain or how they
Yeah, I just
confirmed it, but it was an in-depth. It wasn't like a, hey, here's Timmy. He
Right.
sold a gram, and we're gonna hold it over him so he can get us to bigger dealers.
I've
That's
seen-
not how it went.
You're lucky to watch a rookie not screw up a DWI. Not to mention,
Except Nolan.
Except for Nolan, right?
Nolan is the ultimate rookie.
But to successfully not just find, but then
Yeah.
recruit and then go through the legal jump rope of getting them to be even qualified. Not to mention, there's a lot of legal liability. The few times I've watched a CI or confidential informant, which is not, it's not police staff. I don't want you to misconstrue this with undercover officers. That's a UC, right? If we get in the acronym alphabet soup.
Yeah.
But like, you remember the guy? It was called the Jackson and something else now. But
Yes.
but anyways, he was like clearly someone's like confidential informant, and we're doing like a high risk warrant service, and he's like walking around and like, dog, you need to go away.
Yeah.
Like
he never told us what unit did he
yeah, no, he did not.
that he was working with.
Probably for the better, but
For
probably kept somebody from getting a write up. But the I don't know. I this is highly unrealistic. Maybe LAPD is doing this, but
Chen, part of the second phase of your training is developing your first CI. So you've known this day was coming, so I'm confident that you have a plan of action in place.
What?
But be forewarned, you will be evaluated on the arrests generated by your CI, as well as their long-term viability. So choose wisely.
So are you saying they got training on this in academy?
that's what I mean.
They got,
like this
they got
is,
training on, because you get
I have my
training on
doubts.
every
Everything.
scenario, right? You get training on how to handle calls and,
Yeah.
like you said, do a DWI. You get training on traffic stops. So they had training on getting a CI and like the conversation you would have to have, like,
No.
because how do you even know what's
No.
available for you to offer them,
Right.
or like what could qualify them? There's just a lot of steps, I feel like,
Yeah.
that we're glossing over here.
Big no. Big unrealistic. We'll keep going.
But we'll see in the comments, guys, it's just a TV show. It's just for fun.
This
Okay,
episode's
it's
going
not
to turn
that-
into
it's not that serious.
Police Academy. Guys, it's a comedy.
It's not a comedy. It's a terrible
It's not
movie.
a terrible movie.
Shouldn't have wasted the money making it.
Sir, you have to let Wes participate.
Do I?
You read my daily evals. His work is as strong as it's ever been. And this is an opportunity to prove that he's ready to move on.
It's a big swing, Officer West. Screw it up, it's likely to be the last now. You sure you want to take that
Is
chance?
she sticking
sir.
up for him because she's got some guilt or something?
All right.
Yeah,
You're in. Good?
Thank you, sir. You are the greatest TO in the history of TOs.
That's
You guys try-
objectively
That's a stretch.
false.
That's a stretch. Remember
Now-
when she sat her boyfriend in the back seat of the car?
Yeah,
And there was a gunfight?
God,
I do.
I remember.
that.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. I also don't see a training officer approaching a sergeant to tell them what they should be doing in their program. I
Also,
don't
in
see that
front of
happening.
the rookie, that's
Right.
not happening.
That's not. It's a very inappropriate space for that. Are there
That's
discussions
hey,
happening around?
rookie.
Yeah.
Hey, rookie, go get the car. I'll be
Right.
there in a minute. And then you
Right.
go to their office and you
Yeah.
speak to them about it there.
But again, maybe the LAPD is different. But
Well, we've determined that LAPD is definitely different.
they're a little different.
To make. Be conservative or be bold. Tim's gonna make sure Lucy bags a workhorse for her first CI. Nothing flashy.
And Harper,
Is it going to be his
My guess is
ex-wife?
she'll let Nolan drive it. Sink or swim on his own.
do you think we should go big?
It's the riskiest move, but the one that will get you to short sleeves quicker. But a big fish takes time. And if you fail to recruit him, you run the real risk of hitting the weak zone without someone.
And Gray will balance me for sure. Screw it. Let's go for it.
That's the spirit.
Where did he put the
You got
shotguns?
candidates?
He just
Yeah,
threw them in the
guys
trunk?
beds
Threw 'em in
used.
there.
But you should hit an ATM on the way over. This guy's not cheap.
We're paying for CIs.
Hey, that's how they teach it in LAPD. They're different, dude.
I don't know about that. You'd be using your personal money to.
Also, why are they walking out of the sliding glass doors right to their patrol car?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I just found out my son got engaged.
Whoa. Isn't he like 12?
20.
Right. You like the girl?
Abigail, she seems very sweet. Just met her for the first time this morning. Also 20.
You run it through the system?
Your background check? No, it's against the rules, and it's just wrong.
If it were me, I
1,000%.
want to know.
Yeah,
It's a
like
huge violation.
very, very much a violation.
So what for the layperson, if you're watching this, when you say, did you run it through the system? There's we call it TCIC or NCIC, which is basically how we run like a pseudo background check. So why you're always getting asked for your ID or your name and date of birth is so that we can check the system. This is one, to qualify that you have a driver's license and that you're not wanted for anything. All of your government relations are run through this. But you were given the authority to do this and take a quick second here for those of you that think I'm stupid, law enforcement purposes only. Like it is considered a search, literally a Fourth Amendment protected search by the government on your persons. And so like, you're not allowed to just flippantly search people unless you're tying it specifically. Like when we would have to do like a CCH or like a criminal record check, I used to have to tie it to my city email. And the dispatcher that was going to facilitate it for me had to do the same thing. So they knew that I was asking on this time, on this date for this person's information.
And it's put in your call notes as well.
Right. If it didn't show up attached to a call,
they wouldn't do it.
One, they wouldn't do it, or two, there's going to be some very hard questions. Like, this is a good way to end
Well,
up.
the CCH you had to call and get.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
If you ran an NCIC,
yeah, dude,
there's no call, because that can be very easily checked.
Right.
Like, I've had it checked. I had a off-duty situation, and I had to go have a little sit down with my sergeants. Yeah. And they checked NCIC hits on license plates and saw who ran them, and then contacted other departments asking why they had officers running license plates in a city that they didn't work on a time that they weren't on shift. So I know firsthand how quickly that can turn around on you, even for a license plate. That wasn't even a DL. That was just a license plate search.
And normally, like an LPR, which is like a license plate reader, you'll see these on tow trucks. You also see these on patrol cars where they're just latently running license plates. They can do that because you're in a public place and you're currently operating in an official capacity. We're running these no matter what. But you're on a main thoroughfare, you're driving, and we're doing a check for something that's public access, right? We're in a place we could say it works very similar to like Plainview Doctrine. If I could see something I can investigate it as long as there might be potentially crime afoot, right?
Little different when it's a car parked in a driveway.
Well, I was about to say it gets a little more complicated if it's at a city, I'm not on duty, you know what I mean? All of that stuff can be very, very sussy-wussy. So, and I'm all for it. I do think that is the way it should be done because, again, we have Fourth Amendment rights. And
hey, man,
this is
if you want a background check, go to one of those shady websites and pay them $1.
Right. Go do that. But like don't be doing or search publicly accessible information. Yeah. Like don't be leveraging your job as a police officer to do background checks on. I'm sure it gets done a lot. It's a big no-no.
I'm sure it does.
And you should get in trouble if you're doing it.
Cuz you would have to actively go look for it.
Yeah.
You know, like you would have to know that it happened and then go actively check it.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I don't remember if this was an SSOP or not, but even running it through like our city system, like where we wrote our reports, I wouldn't even do that unless I was on a call.
Yep. Same.
Like I wouldn't put anyone in there and search their stuff unless I was on a call or unless I was looking that person up for a potential like that one chick driving that white Mercedes.
Right.
I looked her up because she had active and open warrants. So I was looking for like
addresses and all that kind of stuff.
And stuff.
Yeah.
But
again,
I had a reason to do it. Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Josh, remember that time you used me as NCIC?
Yes, I did. But what I asked for was, can you find him on Facebook, which is a publicly accessible thing. Not, hey, yo, dog. I was like, yo, I need you to be like an internet sleuth real quick. Can you see if you could find this guy on social media?
You did that for a criminal?
Oh, yeah, it was great. Yeah, the guy, there was a felony assault. Yeah. And I was looking because I had like basically only had a phone number. I didn't really have, and like a first name. I didn't really have like his last name, and I needed to find his last name. Yeah. And so I asked, and I was like, hey, can you see if you find this guy? I knew where the guy worked. And so I was like, let's check LinkedIn. Let's check Facebook at the time. Those were the only real two big ones. Instagram wouldn't have had any of that information. And he found me his last name and where he worked. Awesome. And so then I was able to add it to. But again, law enforcement objectives. It wasn't.
That's also very public information.
Yeah, all of that was very public, yes. Yeah,
you put it on social media. It's there for everyone, friends.
Yeah. One helped me find a predator.
It was a lot harder to do back then. Now it's a lot easier.
You can even search phone numbers now, can't you?
I think so.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, it took him like 30 minutes. He came back to me. He's like, finally, I was like, is this the guy? I was like, perfect. R.I.P. to a manager of baby dolls.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Look at him thinking about it. He's like, should I? Should I do it? No, Nolan, you shouldn't do it.
No. Dummy.
What are we doing here, Boot?
As you're aware, pawn shops are required by law to notify law enforcement if they believe someone is trying to pawn off stolen property. I pulled city records. This shop has never called us. Either the owner is a saint
or he's dealing with a lot of stolen goods.
Exactly. Making them the perfect candidate for my first CI.
Don't get too cocky, Officer Chen. Recruiting a reliable CI is hard work.
Yes, sir. Sorry, my parents are... never mind.
Yep, you're going to call them right back.
Yeah, what? You're at work, dude. Who cares? It's not like they're dying.
I do think this was a pretty reasonable way of finding someone that likely... Again, they're doing criminal acts, and you're going to leverage prosecuting them.
She's assuming
they're
doing
agreed.
Criminal acts.
Totally agreed. He might just say no.
She did not catch someone in a criminal act.
Yeah. Typically, you end up catching somebody either carrying, which for the uninitiated, that means that they're holding drugs. Or holding. I've heard it referred to that as well. Holding. But
this kind of goes back to why we said, like, is this really a training aspect we should be doing?
Yeah, I'm not here.
Because, like, this is a consensual contact at best, right?
Yeah, because unless you can find the illicitly stolen goods, good luck.
Right. How do you prove that, he's never called, so he must have stolen goods in there? How do you prove it?
Morning.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
We're doing interviews for the detectives in robbery homicide. Has anyone tried to pass off stolen items recently?
No, absolutely not.
How do you know they're not stolen before you buy them?
Because I'm a very good judge of people.
What's your impression of me?
That you're a very distrustful woman.
Whoa.
Detective Harrison, it's Officer Chen. Yeah, we're gonna need you to send code enforcement down to High Life.
That's not necessary.
Hold on, Craig. If you're above board, there shouldn't be a problem, right?
Okay, there may be a few things that are from questionable sources.
Thanks, Chad. Great, let's see it. Don't give me any of that low-end misdemeanor crap.
What a terrible light to portray police officers in.
So there's this term called racketeering, right? Some other people might look at it as like being paid security, and you're gonna pay me safety money so I can protect you from getting robbed.
Yeah. Like, you know, stuff that like
common,
the mob used to do.
Real common with the mob.
Yeah.
And organized gangs.
Yeah. Great institutions, right? The mob and gangs.
Sweating the random lady for code violations. Like, it's literally... like, because code enforcement, it's the code enforcement problem, right? Could you leverage code enforcement issues to compel someone to comply with your investigation?
What are they? What's the code enforcement issue?
But one, that's what I was going to get at. Is
that's the first thing I would have said. What code enforcement?
What code
what
enforcement?
What are you getting at here?
But this isn't. Let's say I believe that this lady, like the last known area for a missing person, was here, right? And I had a girl that I knew was getting trafficked or something crazy like that, and I knew that she had information on that. Would I be King Petty and say, I'm going to get code enforcement down here, and I'm going to get detectives to come in here and run all the serial numbers to make sure all the stuff's not stolen? Sure.
You're talking about like threat to life, though.
That's what I'm getting at, is I have a good, solid law enforcement objective to sit there and say, if someone's being uncooperative,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that one as a good example of when this should be used.
Maybe. But like in this instance, it's like,
this is crazy.
This reminds me of what was it? Like felony arrest day or whatever that they were trying. It was like a game of collecting
where you got points for like different points for different offenses or whatever.
Trivializing and gamifying protecting public interest and public safety, and it's not a great look. I think also you are going to create a reputation of mistrust where the public sees you as just an officer trying to win a competition, or it's like for gamers, they call it sweaty gamers. They're not there to like enjoy the game or do whatever. They're just trying to rack up as many kills as they possibly can. Or
should make that a shirt. Sweaty cops.
This is some sweat cop behavior of playing like, you know, it's like the people that use shields in Call of Duty. You know, like that's a sweaty tactic. You could make it scale, but you're going to make it that, or you're going to use hacks or something like that. It's just a bad look. It does not help. When I finally need it, I got a murder that just happened down the street. I need you to give me access to your camera so I can figure out who this is.
My cameras don't work, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You're going to get a very uncooperative group of people. Also,
is this really how you want to start your relationship with a CI?
I know, dude.
You're just going to hold things over their head like that?
Because typically it'd be something weird. It would be like they have like a crazy amount of parking tickets that they have outstanding. And they're trying to go to college. They're trying to do all this stuff. You're like, well, you have a lot of weird friends, right? That deal drugs and all this stuff. How about this? I'm going to do you a favor, and I'm going to hold enforcing all of this stuff that you're definitely very guilty of. This is going to be a layup in the case if you'll help me out of it, and then I could leverage the DA's office to get them to plea all these out to nothing. Because now you're the good guy. Because you're like, hey, I'm helping you skirt. You are not the problem in my society. There's other people that happen to be your friends, right? And I'm willing to give you a pass on it if you're willing to narc on some of these people so that I can accomplish.
Imagine a patrol officer making that call.
Dude. Yeah, especially a rookie.
Like, you go to the DA, hey, I have a CI and I need these parking tickets taken care of, the DA would say, who the fuck are you?
Exactly.
How did you get in here?
Who are you? Actually, who's your supervisor? I'd like to know.
What's your chain of command here?
Right. Anyways, dumb.
Wow.
Hey there. Bianca, right?
Do I know you?
No, I have this acquaintance in narcotics. Well, actually, I installed the new kitchen island for him. Anyway, I was telling him I need a low-level drug mule that I can flip into a CI, and he mentioned you. Bianca!
Okay.
Why are you running? We know where you live.
She's got drugs in her bag.
Really? Bianca, is that right?
Bianca.
Easy. Okay, easy. I got you. Come on. Come on.
See, but this makes more sense.
This is much more realistic.
This is how I would expect to get a CI.
You know what? No one's out here crushing it.
Catch them with drugs.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, listen, dog. This
Make
drug
this go
charge
away.
could, potentially go away.
We can be friends.
Yeah.
Let's be friends, right?
But then you also are building better rapport.
Right.
Because they
She's
could
like,
just
wow.
take you to jail.
Yep. It'd be that easy.
Yeah.
They're like, look.
Well, I don't know if it'd be that easy because you still have to prove that she has drugs in her bag.
That's true.
Because that was a consensual contact that she was running away from.
She's probably on parole.
So maybe, but
yeah.
But what's your PC?
Yeah,
to
I don't know what you got
detain
PC.
her?
Yeah. Yeah, you got unprovoked flight at best. And even that's not,
I guess.
that's barely reasonable suspicion. Barely.
good luck.
Like without a hand-to-hand or something like
Good
that.
luck,
Like,
yeah.
You know what? She probably has got a warrant. These are the people that I used to drop like petty tickets on. Like they had like,
But again,
breaking into car stuff, and I was like, you know what? You're
Yeah.
gonna get a ticket for pedestrian the roadway, and if I ever
but
need
again,
that,
it's like
I gotta know.
it's still a consensual contact unless
Agreed.
you looked it up and you know for a fact she has a warrant.
Right.
Like, I mean, maybe, but
right. This is more of what it would look like, but still a stretch from like an investigative standpoint. It's a bad stop, but a better way to recruit a CI.
Yeah, this is more realistic, I think.
Yeah. Of course, they gave it to Nolan.
He's
Let's
king
play.
rookie.
King rookie.
Relax. Okay.
Oh, okay. We're just searching. Cool, dog.
Heroin?
Yep. Enough to put Bianca in prison for the rest of her childbearing years. Do you want to go to prison, Bianca? No.
Then you're going to have to flip on your boss. And depending on how that goes, you're going to become an informant. My informant. Pointing us to more drug dealers. and
Off an illegal
suppliers.
search, huh?
I can't do that. They'll kill me.
We'll protect you.
He can't promise you that. You need to be clear with a CI. You'll do your best to treat them right, look out for them, but you're not God. And you're not with them 24/7.
Understood. Hey, thank you. So those are your choices, man. You can go to jail or you can help us. What's it going to be?
I'd go to jail.
I'd go to jail. That's getting kicked, loser.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I'd go to jail.
That smile's
I'd go to jail and then I'd file a wrongful arrest or an illegal search or something.
Dude, civil rights
against the
violation
department.
suit.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
LAPD's got
100%.
money. He
Yeah,
pressured me.
I'm gonna get some of it.
This man of privilege pressured me as a vulnerable woman on the streets to try to flip on my employer. Bro, then you got like Mad Street, especially if it's public.
Yeah.
Because then, your employer's like, no, what a G. That's a ride or die right there.
Look, not be a hero. Just give him the bag, you take your fee, you walk away, just like you've done hundreds of times.
All done. Talk in a normal voice?
Tell the man at the funeral home there I want to be turned into a tree. Make sure they don't put me in a box. I get claustrophobic.
Bianca, I promise.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
If anything goes wrong, we will be there.
So you're telling me they set this all up in 30 minutes?
Bruh.
They just had this surveillance team and probably narcotics detectives. They were just sitting around waiting for a rookie to call them and say, I got a brand new CI who's ready to go make a drop for you.
Because like they could pull the wire on the way and be like, "Yo, dog, like I ain't trying to be no snitch." Like
this is
the likelihood that this is happening in field training is 0.5%.
Yeah.
That 0.5 is if the
that's being
FTO
nice.
sees something and is like, "Hey, this is a cool opportunity." The rookie's not doing this. The rookie doing this, 0%. I would argue negative 10%.
I mean, the FTO would pass Bianca along to Narcs, and Narcs would take care of this.
Right, the whole thing.
What do they do? Still get credit, I guess, for
they're ignoring
her. Yeah,
the domestics, the 15 domestics that are in their beat right now. And
yeah, well, Nolan doesn't have a great track record with domestics.
That's true.
So.
That's true. We'll keep going.
Can I go to the bathroom with this stuff?
Sure.
Didn't take it the fuck off. That's what I would do.
Don't listen.
Good for her.
There you go.
I thought.
Yeah, don't do that. He'll be here in a minute. Let's get set.
I'm gonna call Cap. She climbed out of a window. There's no way this FTO ran all the way around this building to catch her and wasn't like breathing a little heavy. You had to go down a flight of stairs, probably run at least like 150 meters.
What do you mean?
At least breathing hard.
No, she didn't. Listen, she's super fit. She jumped over the balcony and landed, right next to the corner of the building, and then she was just there waiting for her. That's all.
Dumb.
That's it.
Dumb.
Yeah.
That was the second most unrealistic thing about this episode. The first being
not at
them
all.
doing this.
No way. No. This is absolutely realistic.
Damn it. So, I was thinking we could start small, see what type of intel you have.
Hold your roll, officer. The only reason I'm talking to you is because you paid my greens fee. Truth is, I work exclusively with the feds. They pay way better than the LAPD. 100 grand last year for intel on 9 high-profile felonies. Now, you gonna match that?
Well, the LAPD can't beat that kind of number. Your FBI handler isn't gonna give you the kind of personal attention that I will.
You offering massages?
There's got to be
Wes think he's cute?
something or someone that's bothering you.
My ex-wife is screwing this Pakistani guy. Owns a used car dealership on Van Nuys. Definitely moving stolen cars.
And why do you care?
Max torched all my Armani suits on the way out, so you take something she cares about away from her, I'll play ball.
Wow, King Petty. Also, is that really LAPD worthy use of time?
We're just gonna keep going. Yeah, I'm not. This is dumb. Keep going. No, keep going. We're not. I'm just not even. No.
You went into the room.
She's going in.
Look how she's making audio adjustments without the headphones on.
She's a pro.
Yeah, she knows off the feel of the board. That's how that works.
Why don't we get to hear it?
Because Nolan's also standing in the window.
What's going on?
It's fine. Let it play out.
Punch in the face.
Gonna turn into a domestic.
Keith! Pause it real quick. The random Keith has appeared. We're filming. You're good.
Oh, holy shit.
No, you're good. It was perfect. You bumped in boys, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on, homie?" We're watching The Rookie, and currently, okay, since you're here, it's actually perfect. How many rookies did you teach how to get confidential informants during field training? Did you ever see a rookie while in field training recruit and use a confidential informant?
No.
See, zero. See, thank you. Like straight from the horse's mouth.
They didn't do that shit in front of me. They just, they just kind of stood back and watched me do it, but no, they never, and I would hear from them later, 6 months later down the road or whatever. It's like, hey, I got my own CI, I was like, okay, cool. So
Sure,
it's like,
I can see that.
So,
Right.
But no, I wouldn't let them. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not what you're out here training for,
Straight from the horse's mouth, right there.
There we go.
Confirmed. You're part of the back end of this now. You get to finish watching this with us.
Crap. Okay. Well, no.
You're good. You're not messing anything up. We're just recording. You're good.
We're all recording on our own ends, so you don't have to stay. Don't let Josh make you stay.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to grab supper real fast, but I'll leave myself parked here because I may jump in or no, I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
One had murder in his eyes when I popped in just to...
What's going on, boys?
No, Juan was like, we're going to make a new channel just for this.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm sorry,
First
I
thing
didn't-
I was doing was I was like, wait, shit, is this gonna be like fan noise all up in my recording, or are we gonna be good?
Right.
Oh no, he's good, and then he's just go like some point. I was like, oh, that's perfect.
I fucking love it.
Oh yeah, she's definitely going to go right back to the cops.
Yep.
Hey, I don't get to keep that.
Sorry.
All right, let's go get this guy.
Okay, just sit here, relax. Hard part's done. Great job.
Is the hard part done?
She's stealing all that. For sure.
So they're going to go arrest him immediately after she handed him the drugs. So he's going to immediately know that it was her.
100%.
Nice. Yeah, she's not going to end up a tree in a little while at all.
Right.
Also, as far as like leaving her in a room with
Not doing that.
$20,000 worth of equipment.
Not doing that.
That's what I
at all.
mean.
Dude, the audio equipment alone has to be thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Freeze! Police!
Hands up. Drop the bag. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Don't move.
Let's go hands on, yeah? Before we start searching.
Decent bust, rookie.
Yeah, so they just so happen to catch him after he's picked up, 8 backpacks full of drugs?
I was gonna say.
Oh, did she jump out the window again like she did the first time?
Crazy.
No way.
Let's see it. Oh.
Oh. Hey. Yikes.
Bianca. I need Narcan in the room right now.
She fell down and hit her head. Keep playing it. Keep playing it. You know Arcan. She's already gone.
Bianca. Hey. Stay with me, all right?
Where'd you get
Bare
the
hand.
drugs?
We're gonna raw dog that. Those narcotics. No gloves.
Gross.
Big
it's all
fail.
gross.
Keep
Very
going.
gross.
Dumb.
We hear about some stolen property. Do you recognize this bag?
Yeah, I've got one just like it.
We believe this one is yours. It was at a pawn shop?
We matched the serial number to your credit card purchase.
Hilda! Yes, missus? You're fired.
What?
Please don't make a scene. It'll just upset me.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
What'd you do? Hilda's been robbing us.
I'm not.
Who are you?
This is my daughter, Olivia.
Stepdaughter, you were 9 when I was born.
Olivia,
Whoa.
do you know anything about a stolen handbag?
The description the pawn shop owner gave us fits you more than your housekeeper.
Yeah. Yeah, I took it. But she has so many, she didn't even notice.
You are such a brat.
You're such a parasite.
Don't talk to your mother that way.
You are not my mother.
Calm down. Calm down, both of you, okay?
I want her arrested. It's the only way she'll learn.
Are you sure that's
Pause
what
it.
her father would want?
Her father wants whatever
Pause
I
it.
tell him.
This is civil.
100%. Well,
Community property.
that's not. Is it though?
It's personal effects within a home. between parent and child. What's the difference between that and breaking the TV?
The
wrecking a
fact
car.
that she sold it, it wasn't hers to sell.
That I could see with it being registered, maybe. Like similar to UUMB, like she can revoke this girl's
Like if she had
access to the
just
car,
taken
right?
it, and if she had taken the bag and she was using it and like claiming it to be her own, but she went and sold it for profit, essentially.
I'd be calling a supervisor for sure.
I don't think it's arrest worthy.
Yeah.
I think you're probably taking a report.
Taking the theft and
yeah.
'Cause it's not. You don't have.
Would it even be a theft?
That's what I mean.
I don't know, dude. This is so gray.
That's a very gray area there. This is the first compelling thing we've seen so far out of this.
But
where I was
also,
like, you know what, I can
does
see this.
does she live there full time? Like, is this her primary residence?
Well, I didn't think about that.
I
That's
don't
true.
know. She probably does, because I mean,
She knew the
let's be
maid.
real. Yeah. She knew it's like you have a house like that. There's enough room for you to live and not see your parents. But I don't know. That's
Let her ride.
I don't
That's a
know
weird
that
one.
I don't know that I'd go straight to arrest.
No.
On that one.
No.
But again, you're trying to get your little CI, so.
Yeah, I guess.
What
I guess
choice do
you
you
kind of
have?
have to now.
Yeah,
you
what
have
choice
to.
do you have now?
You chose a scummy way to get a CI, and now you're
Yeah, here you
dealing
are.
with consequences.
Good luck.
Juan, press play.
He's petting his dog. Give him a second. Jeez. Also, what if Dad bought it?
Ooh.
Is it really even hers to claim as being
That is
theft?
fair. That is fair. It's not. Well, I guess yeah. 'Cause, like if I bought you like a Rolex, right? Pretty high priced item.
Yeah.
Probably like serialized or whatever.
Yeah.
You get it registered as a gift or whatever, and it gets stolen from you. You're the victim, not me.
True.
Right. if I
I'm just
bought it
saying
for you.
in the household situation.
Yeah. I can see that.
I don't know.
Either way,
It's a
muddy,
weird
it's a
one.
gray area.
It's
Yeah.
a very weird one.
6 stolen cars. Gray's gonna be impressed, but we still need to get Hickey officially signed up.
On it.
Hickey?
Yo.
Mr. Hickey, it's Officer West. Your intel was spot on. You've impounded 6 stolen vehicles and arrested Mr. Fawad Chandio.
That's awesome. Nikki's gonna cry for a week.
So it means you're on board.
I'm a man of my word.
Great. We'll just need you to come into the station and fill out some paperwork.
You got it.
Did Bianca fill out paperwork at the station? Because
I
I'm
was
pretty
gonna
sure we just had her go do a drug
Swing it.
deal.
Yeah.
Huh.
Dumb.
All right.
Dumb. We'll keep going.
She'll be okay. We're gonna keep her overnight and monitor her for a concussion.
Thanks.
No, I still don't understand how she overdosed while in custody.
I left her alone while we made the bust. I feel terrible.
You two used to date.
What?
No, yes, but...
I'm not judging. You're very pretty.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not uncomfortable at all. And I think we should probably go, right?
Pause it real
Nice
quick.
meeting you.
If you haven't watched Landman, you absolutely should.
What?
She's in Landman. So I was like looking at her. I was like, where have I seen her before? And I just watched I just finished the season yesterday. So.
Put it in the comment section. 1 out of 5. Whether Landman's worth watching. On Bill's
It's a 6 out of 5.
Oh wow.
It's so good.
Okay.
All right.
Confirm or
let's
deny.
So are you counting Bianca as your first CI?
Didn't I? Got a solid arrest off her intel.
Yeah, but Gray's also evaluating long-term prospects and she didn't have any.
Right. Ever bother you? Using people like that?
Nope. The drug she's moving kill people every day. She's not a saint. She's a criminal.
Right.
go. Aren't they all?
You didn't answer my question.
Aren't all CIs
You checking that
criminals?
box and moving on?
No, I need to find a real CI.
Good answer.
This is why I don't like this. They're like just continuously escalating like these clearly your rookies not capable of running, or the LAPD, I guess, running this operation safely, right? Like maybe we don't do more. Maybe we learn a lesson here and leave it to
Maybe
the
you
professionals.
don't leave a criminal who just delivered drugs in a hotel room alone.
Right.
after delivering drugs.
Who crazy did more drugs
during a police
They're lucky that's all she did.
investigation.
So, where's your mom?
She died last year. Cervical cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hope you feel like shit, Chen.
Yeah.
So I left school to be with my dad, only to find out that he'd been hooking up with that trophy skank while my mom was in hospice.
Yeah.
What a good guy.
Well, you shouldn't go home tonight. Once you process out.
I don't have a choice. Daisy convinced my dad to hold on to the money my mom left me until after I graduate from college.
Can he do that?
I don't know. I
Yes.
can't really afford a lawyer to find out.
After college? Are you sure?
You're in a bad situation. But
So,
stealing.
pause it real quick. And an annuity like that, you set the terms for when it ggets released. You could set
Oh,
it
so you can
arbitrarily
set
anywhere. Yeah.
You can set. You have to get a college degree or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, you could, because it's all civil, right? There's no like. Technically, she should get access to it somehow, but you can restrict access with criteria. Someone with tort law experience, please correct me in the comment section below. But you can put, if it's your money,
Kind of whatever.
you can kind of put whatever criteria you want on it.
That makes sense.
So I do have some experience in this because I did work not as a landman, but for landmen. And at least in Texas, essentially when you leave something in a will, that's great and all, but it's just a piece of paper until somebody with power of attorney does something with it. So if the dad was the one that handled the money, if he didn't take that will and go, hey, follow this to the letter, and just took the standard probate proceedings or whatever, he can kind of decide what he wants to do with that money, because ultimately it would end up being more than likely community property. Depending on the laws of the state, it'll either go to him, or if by the law of the state it would go to her, then yeah, she has a legal right to it. But otherwise, yeah, he's going to get it unless he took that will, put it through the court system, and had that money given to her.
Am I crazy, or was that way too easy?
It was a little easy. On the other hand, you showed Hickey that you can get things done.
Lopez West, my office.
I'm gonna call you back.
This is Special Agent Wick Bird from the FBI. He says you're trying to poach his informant.
Sir, I can explain.
Save your breath. Hickey's mine. Guy's a clearinghouse of high-value intel. Bureau doesn't need the LAPD messing with our meal ticket.
I didn't know informants came with exclusive rights.
Now you do.
He called you to get us to back off.
And he used us to do him a solid, now he's kicking us to the curb.
He said you were hassling him. Stop hassling him. Or else. Sergeant?
Special Agent?
Or else what?
Typical FBI behavior.
I'd be like, you can politely see your way out of my office.
Yeah. Or else what? What are you going to do?
Does this happen behind closed doors? Maybe. I don't know. I never personally
of course
experienced
it
this.
does.
But I do find the behavior scummy.
Well, it's the FBI, so.
Agreed. I'm lowering my expectations.
Scum kind of comes with their business.
I don't like the culture of kind of pigeonholing information, or should I say like being very guarded about information as opposed to sharing it. I do understand to some degree if like you believe the LAPD is crooked and you don't want some of that information going and leaking. I can see where maybe you play some stuff kind of close to the chest, but if it's going towards law enforcement objectives of keeping the public safe, there was a really good example of this back in the day where they were trying to catch a serial killer in California, and CHP didn't want to release information. And Miss Feinstein, early in her career, decided she was going to tell the public, and it gave the serial killer an opportunity to change their MO. Like, I can see where it can hurt you, but like at the same time, unless it's for public safety or public interest, like you should be sharing assets. Dumb.
Very.
But it's happening. It's happening to probably the best person though. So
very dumb. I was gonna say good for him for
good for him.
And it's West, so I'm really not that mad.
It is what it is.
Sir,
save it. I told you what would happen if you swung and missed. Get dismissed.
Nothing's gonna happen. You've had
It's not
ample
a
opportunity
testable
to get rid of him.
criteria. It's whatever.
You've had ample opportunities to get rid of him.
Yeah.
The first time we saw him and he hid during a gunfight. Done. Gone. See you never. Whatever.
I'm gonna take 10. You figure out a next step. Come on.
Yikes.
This is Blake. There's nowhere else we can meet?
It's private. I don't want anyone here knowing my business.
Okay.
Fair. Cops like gossip.
We got lucky with the judge. He believes whenever possible, it's important for the mother to be part of the child's life.
Okay. That's great.
What happened to the whole criminals are scum attitude? She took that energy to mothers that lose custody of their kids. Quite the double standard there, officer. Jeez.
It's detective to you, sir.
Oh, sorry, detective, yes. Golly. I'm glad she's getting a second chance, but I hate that it's happening to her.
It's a lot harder than I thought it would be.
What is?
Staying off drugs.
Being normal.
You're doing great.
Being a mother.
Better hours, a new apartment. The judge will be impressed.
I hope so. Because if I don't see my daughter soon, I am going to lose my mind.
Totally sounds like someone who should be doing police work and making life-altering decisions for people on a daily.
Well, that's why she doesn't want anyone to know.
That's fair. Double standards. We'll keep going.
I need to recruit a CI. My first one COD'd on me.
You know what? You need a forger. They're at the hub of all criminal activity. Tell Logan in commercial crimes I asked him to throw some names your way.
You are a lifesaver. Thank you.
Hey, John?
Yeah?
I ran a background check on Henry's girlfriend. Don't worry, I tied it to an open investigation. No one will ever know.
I didn't
I know.
Scummy.
But if I were you, I'd want to take a look at what's inside.
That's the hook.
What's that?
Yep.
That's the.
Good luck.
when you're
good luck with that.
When you're catching fish, still a worm on something, which you don't realize that's attached to a hook, and it get yanked out of the water. Sussy. I would have burned that right then and there. Oh, now she's gonna get all uppity about doing things the right way. Mm-hmm.
I would have looked at it, to be honest.
Looked at it, then burned it. I'm not the one that did the search.
I mean, if it was my kid that's involved,
sure,
I would look at it.
Sure. This is the most reasonable misconduct we've seen so far. The most reasonable. Still misconduct, but
yeah. And he also knows it's misconduct because he said, "I tied it to an open investigation."
Yep.
So you know it's wrong. So
keep going.
It's fine.
What's that?
Nothing. What was your thing about?
Nothing.
Great. Lunch?
Great.
So what do I do?
There's cops investigating cops right there.
What'd you do? Nothing. What'd you do? Nothing.
I took a bribe, but you're doing racketeering. Oh, transparency. It's the cure to all evil.
Of course he tells his rookie buddies what it is.
Right.
Like West wouldn't throw him under the bus immediately, given the chance.
My CI is Nolan, because I know he could get fired. It's my long-term CI. Oh my God.
It's about Henry's safety. You should see what it says.
Should we take guesses on what it says?
I'm gonna say she's an illegal immigrant with ties to some sort of syndicate of some sort, like a crime syndicate. I'm gonna say not drugs.
Wow.
I'm gonna say like fraud.
You went way further than I did. Yeah. I was just thinking like prostitution and motor vehicle theft.
Juan?
Big twist. There's nothing there, and it was a test from Armstrong.
Oh, nice. I like
that one.
I like Juan's guess.
that
I actually really like Juan's guess. That or he's seen this already.
I like it.
Cheater.
Drunk driver.
Knock, knock.
Officers, can I help you?
Beat it.
This your place?
Is that a public place of business?
It's my guess because it's got like a thing on the door, but
it's an apartment though.
Yeah.
Another gray area.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's why it's called Sergeant Gray. Everything here's in the gray.
I guess so. I do like the forger idea for a CI.
I do. That is a very good CI.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You do headshots?
We sure do.
What about fake IDs?
No, sir.
That's an illegal search.
Wow.
We don't have any.
To a police officer, it's a crime, isn't it?
Not as big a one as forgery and counterfeiting government documents.
Just trying to make a living. These cell phone cameras have killed my business.
If you
Juan, no, we don't need to lecture Juan.
the camera's not gonna kill your business, okay?
Yeah, how's a cell phone camera making fake IDs? Also, I know this is LA, but damn, I didn't know they didn't have any rights. Like, we're just illegally searching all kinds of stuff today.
You have a Fourth Amendment. It says no to that.
Yeah.
Like, this is the second one in a row with him where it's
Yes.
like, I'm just going to randomly
It's
find
egregious.
stuff. Like, bro, Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards observed the Fourth Amendment better than these guys did. Like, he knew they were under the base in the basement, but they at least like finessed and romanced some questions, right? Like, waited till he had authority to search. Like, goodness.
You know when this
gracious.
started? It all started when Bishop left.
Yep. Sussiness.
It's too bad.
Maybe I can help you if you help me.
I don't know what that means. Do you want me to bribe you?
No.
How much would...
No, that's not... Okay, how do I...
Yeah.
I need someone with their ear to the street.
You're gonna be his snitch.
My snitch.
We're gonna take all this stolen property as evidence. We're gonna book it and tie it to an unknown suspect. If you screw us, we will suddenly know who the suspect is, get a warrant, and come arrest you.
We are looking for leads on serious felons here, okay? Not teenagers trying to buy alcohol. Are you making papers for anyone like that right now?
I did get a heads up about a big job that might come my way. Fake identities, driver's licenses, passports, the works.
As soon as you get details, you call me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Congrats. You have a real CI.
Oh, man. You have a real CI who wants to talk to your training officer because you're not competent enough to do this on your own right now. Cool.
Because you're a rookie, and rookies don't do things like this. As Keith said earlier,
Cool.
Hell no.
Cool. So cool. Also, like, were there body cameras on during that? Sure didn't seem like it.
Better not be.
Why not?
If you're gonna be doing sussy stuff, you know, well, like at this point, like none of what is transparency at this point in time? We're doing background searches on people without criminal cases. We're the
What do you
amount
mean?
of
That was
misconduct-
tied to an open investigation.
The
It's
amount of
all-
misconduct
it's all
happening in
clear.
this episode is
It's crazy.
awful. We'll keep going.
It's crazy.
No one's hands are clean here now. It's basically like Breaking Bad, just on the other side of the fence.
Sergeant Gray. Sergeant Gray's hands are clean.
You know what? Captain Anderson's hands were clean. I had to get rid of her. This was all contrived.
Till they had blood on them.
Right.
Her own blood.
Keep going.
Too soon.
Olivia showed up at Opal's pawn shop with more of her stepmom's stuff, but she didn't want money this time. She wanted a gun.
No way.
Problem solved. Sorry. I'll show you self-emancipation.
7 out of 19 shots fired at our location. Send backup.
She shoots stepmom or dad?
I'm gonna say she shoots the purses.
Drop the gun! My dad against me! Olivia, drop the gun! She ruined everything!
Oh wow, I called that. Nice. She seemed dumb. Like she'd be
Stand up. Keep your hands up. Do not move.
I'm all for arresting her now.
So much worse.
Yeah.
Come on.
You are gonna pay for those bags.
Ma'am, stay right there.
What's going on?
What the hell are you doing here?
I came to get the rest of my things. Are you okay? Officers, would you like to see where Mrs. hides all her drugs?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes, we would.
Oh, take them both to jail and put them in the same cell.
That was a plot twist. I was not expecting.
And you know what? In a couple episodes, the housekeeper's going to show up to court for the daughter, and she's going to give character witness statements, and the daughter's going to get probation, and then she's going to go live with the housekeeper, and then we're going to have a spin-off of this show for that show.
A spin-off. I think. I mean, that's a way to get a. That's not really a CI though. That's just like somebody snitching when it was convenient, I guess.
Yeah. Also, is the pawn shop lady? She's your CI. She calls you for stolen goods. Like, is that really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so she called you that this girl came back, got a gun. Is that enough exigency for you to just walk into their house? I guess the door was open.
Yes, it is though, because it's a known suspect, and you trust your CI, so you have. I would say you have exigency.
She's a credible witness.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good word for it. The correct word for it.
I can tell you're freaked out. Don't be, okay? Okay.
Not gonna lie, they did a pretty good job casting his kid.
They really did.
I would buy that that's his kid.
John, how can I help?
I'm having a parenting emergency.
Good thing I specialize in emergency medicine.
Are you still at the hospital?
Yeah, for a couple more hours.
Could I come buy you a cup of coffee, ask you some questions?
Of course.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'm just gonna head right back out for a little while.
Okay.
Could you pick up some pie?
Yeah, she loves pie.
I love pie.
I bet while Nolan's gone, she's gonna get a cream pie.
A hostess.
You're welcome,
Or
Juan.
what is it? Yeah.
Little Debbie.
A little Debbie. Cream pie.
A little Nolan. I love that I can see Juan's face. Makes it so much better.
So I should just open this up right now and read it.
Yes, you should.
But it's my job
What?
to protect him.
What do you mean?
It is your job to
Open
respect
it.
him. And running a secret background check on the girl he's in love with is not doing that.
Okay, but
He didn't run it.
Doesn't matter.
Of course not. And yet I still can't bring myself to throw it away.
Let her open it.
What if you read it? And then that way you could just tell me if she's a serial killer or a mime.
No, but I will throw it out for you.
Good.
It's the right thing.
No, it's
if
not.
you want to know something about Abigail, you should just ask her.
Yeah, good luck with that conversation.
Right.
Thank you.
Hey, why would a detective have given me your name?
A shout out to Nolan.
Also, how did I don't remember the detective's name. How did he get her full name?
Right, he would have had to
run the
provide
background check.
He would have had to provide it.
They made contact last night, ordered 5 full sets of fake documents.
All young women?
Yeah.
Human trafficking?
Yeah. Who's the buyer?
Cartel. Not sure which one.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna get
But they'll
killed.
kill me if they find that I'm talking to you.
Where is the exchange taking place?
Whiteman Airfield. 2 hours.
Sounds like it's out of your jurisdiction.
Yeah, why don't you go to the feds and go be like, yo, dog,
Call that other CI's FBI informant guy.
Right. Just do a quick hot swap there and be like, hey, I need to pass field training because, CI finding's part of field training.
Yeah.
And you need to actually stop real crime as opposed to just having them on your radar.
Man.
Let's have a win-win here.
Full uniform and everything, huh?
Yeah, I wrote it down. Said that at 15. All units stand by off-site. Target is running late. Hold position till further notice.
Oh, yeah. Nolan's definitely running this op.
Trent Silver. Name of the lawyer you were talking to at the precinct yesterday. I checked the sign-in sheet at the front desk.
Why would you do that?
Shady.
I'm a cop. Curiosity is part of the job description. So he does family law.
He's none of your business. My personal life is none of your business.
Why you're back in uniform?
None of your business. Are we clear?
For now.
I don't love that. Her
That's
personal
kinda
life.
that's
Her personal
kinda
life
scummy.
has nothing to do with her being your training officer. Zero.
Like Tim gets shaken down by his ex-wife for some money on duty. You can troll him about that, but like she's got her own stuff going on. Like you're not like cool for
and also
outing
like
her personal life like that.
you trying to hold it over her head so she treats you nicer. Like
That's not what I mean. It's so scummy. Like you were now the feds.
well, what do you expect? All this shit they're doing in this episode.
That's true. I'm actually I'm Team Harper on this. I think her personal life should not be exploited
Not at
for
all.
whatever's
Doesn't
going on
matter.
here. That's
Doesn't
shady.
even matter in the slightest.
Son of a... Someone from the FBI call and talk to you guys? I'm already taken.
Yeah, about that.
After we swept up those stolen cars and shut down that dealership,
And learned that you were lying about the owner sleeping with your ex.
got us thinking. So we did some digging, and it seems that you paid a visit to a few businesses in that neighborhood yesterday evening.
Try to use our show of force as means to extort some hardworking men and women.
We've got you on extortion. We own you. So, call the FBI and let them know that you are booked for the foreseeable future.
Okay. Sure. But I need to know how much you're gonna pay for tips.
It's a fair question.
Totally. The answer
Your freedom.
is zero.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer fella.
Yeah. These are just used car salesmen, Good people. How dare you extort them?
Well, selling stolen cars, but yeah.
That's probably true. But yeah, you shouldn't be paying confidential informants. That's a waste of taxpayer dollars. Dumb.
Police, hands where I can see them.
He didn't pay for him.
Now! No, please, you're making a mistake.
Are you being held against your
Not
will?
by him. He's helping us escape.
Wait,
What?
escape from
Oh,
who?
And
man.
Leon, head of the Aquino cartel, he's my husband. And he keeps calling, telling me to go back.
You brought your phone? Guaranteed he's tracking that.
We gotta get out of here.
You gonna buy this story?
Get behind us.
715 converge on me, code 3.
Anybody raises the gun above their waist gets a hollow point in the eye.
There's no need for that. We're simply here to give the ladies a ride home.
You the husband?
Nah, I'm his attack dog. Elena, why do you do this? You know there's no place to go.
Get in the car. All of you.
We won't.
Oh, yes, you will.
No, they won't.
Huh, there's 8 of us. And 2 of you.
I
Actually,
always
there's a
have
whole
friends.
lot more than 2.
There it is.
So here's the new plan. You, your boys are gonna get back in your cars and you're gonna drive away, empty-handed.
What? No, you're not.
I'd say you got about 20 seconds before the cavalry arrives.
You're not taking these guys into custody? Like the army of cops showing up?
Especially in California with those gun laws.
Bruh.
No,
everything
no
they
way.
had there was a felony. Everything they had there.
There's no way. Absolutely no way. Nope. Sorry.
And Leon's gonna be my confidential informant.
Yeah.
What are you?
Like, this is Officer West level of fucked up.
So,
I don't know,
you
dude.
illegally searched a guy's drawer to hold some fake IDs against him.
Yeah. Jeez.
And then
let's finish
we'll
this.
Keep going. We'll just keep
finish
going. Dumb.
Yeah.
More dumb stuff.
Oh, you're gonna make them get in a pursuit. Cool. So rather than arrest them there when they're out of their cars, you put other officers at risk in a pursuit
And the
with
public.
armed felons. Cool. Okay. Good talk.
Good job.
Whatever, dude.
Special Agent Bird just called me.
Look, Sergeant, it was my decision to pursue Hickey and try and steal him away from the feds.
Seems like you succeeded from the way Bird was yelling.
Yes, sir.
Officer Lopez, is this how you train your rookies? To ignore the orders of federal agents?
Pretty much, sir.
Yes.
Any day, we can remind our federal brethren that we are their equals is a day worth living. It appears you three successfully recruited your first CIs, and
who's Nolan's?
impressed.
Yep.
See you tomorrow. Oh, Officer West. Short sleeves, please.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God.
What?
This is his redemption arc. Here comes his redemption. Here's his redemption arc.
I read it.
Read what?
Wait.
The background check?
No.
Good for her.
I couldn't help myself. I mean, I dug it out of the trash after you left.
No, why? You're supposed to be the angel on my shoulder.
You know, but I started thinking, I mean, if this was my son, what would I do? And then the next thing I knew, I was tearing it open
That's
and reading
fair.
what was
Hey,
inside.
I took the Hippocratic.
Is it bad? What does it say?
2 years ago, Abigail was charged with arson and use of a caustic substance against a former boyfriend.
Uh-oh. I
Oh,
want to see that.
hold on. We're
I wanna see
confronting
that.
Little Miss Cream Pie. Okay, we got to see this first.
I know about the arson.
You ran a background check?
You knew she had a record.
Yeah, she told me on our third date. I can't believe you did that.
It's okay. He did it to
No,
protect
I don't
you.
need protecting.
Yikes.
Especially from you.
Do you want to know what happened?
Yes.
You want to tell me?
An ex-boyfriend posted some videos on the internet after we broke up.
It's also
Personal
illegal.
videos of us together. He did it to get revenge, and it worked. He took something from me I'll never get back.
I'm so sorry.
So I went to his house and I torched his car.
Fair.
And I got arrested and he didn't.
That's the cops for you.
There's the cops.
Not in the least. Abigail. I'm sorry my fear overcame my judgment.
Pause it. Not listening to the rest of that speech. The
Is this it? Is there any more to the episode?
No, I don't
Okay.
believe there is.
All right.
The circumstances around her arson with the thing, the sharing of the public or the personal intimate information recording is illegal and a felony in most states.
Yeah. I think every state now.
Yeah, should have been handled that way because the evidence is obvious here, right? Though I do agree that she is a victim, and you should always listen to victims and acknowledge that.
Still a criminal, also.
Bro, arson be arson, dog.
Both things can be true.
Right, which again is neither here nor there, but it's like something
to be fair, she's 20 years old according to the show, right? So like, yeah.
Free advice: just be careful who you date, and you know, make good decisions, and try when it is appropriate to not take the law into your own hands or justice into your own hands.
My opinion is torch the car.
Yeah.
So,
I'm okay with torching the car.
Be more sneaky about it.
I was gonna say report the crime, and then if nothing happens, hey, if the car gets torched, the car gets torched.
Yeah, be better at getting away with it if you're going to do it. Or there was that other side of it where it's like attacking the boyfriend with caustic stuff. I could have just been smoke inhalation, but there's a second side of that offense that they didn't discuss in that story, so we'll see. Yeah. Anyways, this is episode 5 of season 2, correct? That was probably one of the most laden with misconduct. And probably should have put everybody on Officer's Worst thing. But until next time, thank you for writing 2 Man with us. You guys can go check it out. Get merch. I'm wearing some of our merch and drinking from some of our merch. So Producer Juan makes a lot of cool stuff. We do go live twice a week. I'm delaying going live right now to make sure that we can get this recording for you guys. But we do go live every single week at Tuesday and Thursdays, 7:30 Central Standard Time. And the easiest way to get notifications for that is if you subscribe to the channel, or you can become a member of our YouTube channel or a Patreon group for as little as $1 a month, and that'll give you direct access to our Discord, where we do story time and a bunch of cool stuff like that. So I'm about to go live, and we will see you guys next time.